All right, guys, so the biggest gripe that a lot of you have with me is I leave out the 6.4 and the 5.7 Hemis, right? I talk a whole lot of Hellcat mods, Red Eyes performance mods, jailbreak performance mods, Charger and Challenger Hellcats, the whole nine. But oftentimes the 6.4 and the 5.7 gets left out. Dodge hasn't done anything with the direct connection for the 6.4 and the 5.7. I don't know of any dealerships that are offering kits and packages for the 6.4 and the 5.7. That was then, this is now. Edelbrock superchargers and comp camshafts, right, have teamed up to create kind of the ultimate package, kit, whatever you want to call it, for the 5.7 and the 6.4 that can take the 6.4 to 1,000 plus horsepower and the 5.7 to 700 plus horsepower. That's right, you heard that right. And they're doing all of that for $8,800. I know, I thought it was too good to be true when I read it. But let's get into it together, man. What's up, guys? It's your boy Knockout360 here with another video for you guys. As you can tell, I'm in the house. That makes it the house vlog. You know how it's going down when I come around. Let's get into it. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around because you're in the right place. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So what we're going to do in this video, man, is just going to be kind of a learning type of video together. And the reason I say that is because I've had 4 or 5 subscribers send this article to me. And I've reviewed it. I've sent it to my my mechanic, my guy, sent it to my man Kyler and Ryan down at Palmer Dodge, and I've had them look over it. And long story short, we're just going to learn about this together because you guys know I'm not the most technically savvy when it comes to cars, engines, all of the little parts and nuances and all that shit. That's really not my forte. So we're going to learn about this together. So long story short, Edelbrock Superchargers, right? Reputable supercharger company, and Comp Camshafts. Yeah, Comp Camshafts have come together and teamed up to create what they're calling a 1,000 horsepower bolt-on system for the 5.7 liter and the 6.4 liter Hemi. But this is what we're looking at here. So HotRodMotorTrend.com, which is a legitimate website, 1,000 horsepower bolt-on system for 5.7 liter and 6.4 liter Hemi. Comp and Edelbrock paired the newest camshaft tech with supercharger upgrades to break the Hellcat code. This is what I guess the kit's going to look like. You got your supercharger, camshaft, all of your, you know what I'm saying, accessories and so on and so forth. 3rd generation Hemi fans. Now, you got to be careful with the 3rd generation because I think that's what, 2011 to 2018? I could be mistaken. Close the gap between the 5.7 and the 6.4 Hemi. Adding boost until you crest the 700 plus horsepower mark. Once again, I'll put the link in the description. You guys can go and read it. I'm just going to hit some of the big topics or whatever the case may be. All of this stuff is coming out of Comp Group, which is Fast Comp Cams and Edelbrock brands. So apparently they're all one conglomerate or whatever the case may be. Has taken a considerable amount of guesswork out of the equation with the new kit that promises as much as 1,016 horsepower. They're saying that your 6.4 can, with this package, with this kit, can get up to 1,016 horsepower with a supercharger and a camshaft kit. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? To get 1,000 horsepower out of a Scatpack platform, essentially, is crazy. They're not saying what the numbers would be for a 5.7, but I would imagine 700 to 800 horsepower in that Hellcat range, because they're basically claiming that this kit will get you 700 plus, regardless of a 5.7 or 6.4. So either way, you're talking demon numbers, basically. The kit is compatible with 2011 and 2018 Hemi engines with variable valve timing, including all Eagle 5.7, Apache 392, BGE 6.4 liter Hemi V8s. I'm not sure if that's all it's compatible with. I mean, I couldn't imagine them putting out a kit and not having it compatible with the most recent Hemis. You know what I'm saying? The most recent 5.7 and 6.4s. But they did want to add that. Let's see here. Supercharged camshaft kit 5.7 and 6.4 liter 3rd generation Hemi. Retails at $8,837.95. So you're literally getting a kit that's going to take your 6.4 and your 5.7 to potentially Hellcat and Demon numbers for $8,000. You know what I mean? For $8,000, you can have a Demon in your Scat Pack, basically. The supercharger kit and the matching comp camshaft, hydraulic camshaft, phaser limiter kit, push rods, valve springs, all of this stuff, pump gas friendly supercharger pulley for initial tuning and general performance driving, plus a smaller pulley for performance, race gas, and E85. So I would assume you know, it's going to go up to E85, race fuel and E85 or E85. That'll probably be on the 6.4, I would imagine. You can read all that shit if you want to. Let's see here. It was introduced. So the Edelbrock supercharger kit itself, and this is just a supercharger kit, was introduced in 2017, which is at the heart of the package. Obviously, that's the supercharger. By itself, it's good enough for 483 rear wheel horsepower for a 2015 to 23 5.7 Hemi and 575 rear wheel horsepower for a 2015 to 23 6.4 liter. So for all you guys that's not interested in doing too much work and not interested in modifying the camshaft and all that shit, and you just want to drop a supercharger on it, you can do just that. Your 5.7 will get 483 rear wheel horsepower, which obviously to the crank is going to be, what, 500, 600 and change, maybe a little under 600. And then for your 6.4, you're talking about 572 rear wheel horsepower. That's just a supercharger. So easily, you know, 650, 660, 670 plus to the crank, and that's just for your 6.4. You know what I'm saying? But the kit itself, they're saying all Ford 6.4 liter BGE Hemi running on E85. So of course, the 6.4 on E85. So you can't do race gas or pump gas or anything like that. It's got to be E85 output for the blower, valve train, cam package, swelled up to 1,016 horsepower. Damn, that is a lot. 1,000 horsepower for $8,000 is pretty dope. So apparently Hot Rod themselves built some sort of kit a while back, and they put it on the 6.4, and it did close to the same numbers, 1,000 plus. You can look at the dyno numbers here. Torque max was right at 917. Max power was 1,016 horsepower, and of course that's where they're getting that 1,016 horsepower number from. And here's all the other stuff here. You know, they're just talking about the numbers and the drivetrain loss and all this shit. If you were to go to their website, which is summit.com, this is the kit. Fast Gen 3 Hemi Supercharger / Camshaft Power Package for $8,837. You only got one left, so, I mean, good luck trying to get yours. But this is what it is. Supercharger, black powder coated, intercooler camshaft kit, hydraulic roller, you know, Dodge, Chrysler, the whole nine. This is it. I'm just going to let you guys look at it. Like I said, I'm going to do the best to explain what I know. All the other shit I don't know. Special attention, fuel injectors, air intake, and heat exchanger pump are not included. And this is the kit itself. Providing perfect 1,000 plus. You know, supercharger, patented dual pass 3-core integrated intercooler. Let's see here. Have all the basics required to install the supercharger, but necessary accessories items include fuel injectors, air intake, heat exchanger, pump are left up to the installer, providing total flexibility for custom installation. So this kit itself is not 100% of everything that you need. You're gonna need some other shit to it. And I sent it to my guys down at Palmer, you know what I'm saying? And my guy basically said the kit is dope, but it's one of those things where you still have to build out the bottom end of the 6.4 and the 5.7. You wouldn't just be able to put this kit on your car and roll out. It's one of those things where, you know, if you have a fully built engine with pistons, rods, this kit is perfect. But this is not something that you just go to the dealership, get a 6.4 or 5.7, and then order this kit, drop it on there, and now you've got a demon in the form of a Scatpack. It's not quite that easy. There are some stuff that you are going to need to be doing prior to fuel injectors, air intake, heat exchanger pump. Let's see here. Initial tuning, general performance driving. So you may have to tune it yourself on your end. So either way, there's some stuff that you're going to have to do on your end prior to, in order to get this power, in order to make your car, I guess, reliable. You know, I wouldn't imagine that you can just drop this kit on a 6.4 and it's like, okay, well, I got 1,000 horsepower. Not quite. You got a lot of horsepower, and you could, you know, I would imagine blow your shit up if you don't know what you're doing. But there are some stuff that you're going to have to do on your end in order to get the full amount of power and make it as reliable as possible. But I mean, for $8,000, damn. For $8,800 to take your 5.7 to 700 plus, and to take your 6.4 to 1,000 plus, that's a hell of a lot. You know what I'm saying? I've heard about Edelbrock a couple times in the past, not too much. I feel like I hear a whole lot of Whipple, and of course, you know, just the Hellcat supercharger that comes OEM. I don't hear much about Edelbrock. I've heard about them a couple times. Comp camshafts. This is probably my first time hearing about them. So, but to my understanding, from what I'm seeing here, from what I'm reading up on, they look like a legitimate company. They look like legitimate companies. You know, my guy basically said Edelbrock makes great material, great products. So, I mean, you know, that in and of itself speaks volumes. So, I mean, from everything that I'm looking at and hearing, they are legit, man. Edelbrock and camshafts are legit, and probably something you should look into if you're in the 5.7 market. You know what I'm saying? And you're not interested in upgrading to a 6.4. If you're in the 6.4 market, you're not interested in upgrading to a 6.2, Hellcat, or whatever the case may be. This might be the way to go, because as it stands right now, I don't know shit about what Dodge is doing. You know, as far as their direct connection kit is concerned, I know that, you know, I have inside information that they're going to drop something for the 6.4s, nothing for the 5.7. So that's just out of the question. They're going to drop something for the 6.4s. We don't know how much power is going to be in the kit. We don't know when they're going to drop it. 9 times out of 10, if they do, or when they do drop something for the 6.4, I mean, I can't imagine it's going to be 1,000 horsepower, you know what I'm saying, worth of power. You know, you might get, I don't know, 485, 550, 560, 570, something like that. Because for my Hellcat with direct connection, they took it from 717 to 757. Pre-stage and stage 1. That's 40 horsepower right there with the pre-stage and stage 1. And that's about as safe as, or as reckless as Dodge wanted to go, you know, with the warranty and all that stuff. So 9 times out of 10, whenever they do drop the direct connection kits, it's probably not going to be day and night different type of power, but day and night different. I don't know. Let me see what my guy said here. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he's saying that it looks legit, it looks safe, all that stuff, but you need to be mindful that this is going to be one of those kits where you're going to need to have already built out your engine prior to. You're not just going to be able to drop this kit in there and go on and take it to the strip and start beating Demon 170s and Hellcats and so on and so forth. You're going to need some other kits to make sure that it's reliable. But if you have all that stuff and you drop this in there, you've got yourself 1,000 horsepower Scat, man. You know what I'm saying? It keeps mentioning 2011 to 2018 engines with the variable valve timing. I don't know if that's the only engines that this kit is available for. If that's the case, then that really sucks, because you're really limiting a lot of 6.4s and 5.7s. But I'm sure that it's available for modern day 6.4s and 5.7s. That might be something you guys have to call on and talk to them about. But for some reason, the article is only speaking on 2011 and 2018 5.7s and 6.4s. But I wanted to bring this to you, and I'm going to put the link in the description so you can read up on it further, as well as the link to the actual package, power packages. If it's not a kit, it's a package. That's what everybody's calling what they're selling. Power packages, power kits, whatever the case may be, man. But, you know, look into it, call these guys, find out if it works, man. This is something big for the 5.7 and 6.4s. I know a lot of you guys have made it known that the 5.7s and the 6.4s oftentimes get left out, which is sad but true. But this kit right here, if, you know, provided you do everything by the book and correctly, you got a damn monster. A monster 6.4 and a monster 5.7. You know what I'm saying? The one thing they didn't do is give you specific numbers on what the 5.7 will be putting down. But if the 6.4 is doing 1,000 plus, I can only imagine the 5.7 has to be putting down 600, 800 plus. I don't know. You know what I mean? 800 horsepower 5.7 for $8,800. It's a hell of a deal. But once again, be mindful. You're going to have to do your part on your end. There's more stuff required to building that engine out before you can just drop this kit in there. You feel me? But talk to me, guys. Like, subscribe, comment. How do you feel about this kit, man? Yeah. How do you feel about this kit, man? Talk to me. Potentially taking your 6.4 to 1,000 plus horsepower and taking your 5.7 to 700 plus horsepower for $8,000, which, if you ask me, is a steal. Like, you're getting basically a whole nother engine worth of power for under, I want to say 10,000, but realistically 9,000. You know what I'm saying? 9,000 and change after tax. But like, subscribe, comment, talk to your boy, man. I'm always trying to look out for my 5.7, 6.4s. Look out for the whole Mopar community, man. You know, make sure everybody knows what's going on here. But just look into it. Do your own research on it. See if it's worth your time. Make some phone calls. Don't order a $9,000 kit not knowing what the fuck you're doing. You know, not knowing how to install this or having your homeboy drop this in there. Make sure you know what you're doing before you get a kit like this, man. But talk to me. Like, subscribe, comment. This has been your boy Knockout 360. I'm going to get out of here. Peace.